I used to believe that disrespect had to be loud to matter. Shouting, insults, slammed doors. I didn't know it could hide inside a joke wrapped in a smile. It was a Friday night, one of those casual dinners with friends where everyone feels relaxed enough to say too much. Music low, drinks flowing, laughter bouncing around the table. The kind of night couples use to prove everything is fine. My wife, Melissa, was in her element. She loved attention, loved being the funny one, the bold one. I used to admire that confidence. It balanced my quieter nature. Somewhere along the way, I became the background character in her stories. The conversation drifted the way it sometimes does after a few drinks, relationships, past dating disasters, old memories. One of her friends laughed and said, "Thank God we all ended up with upgrades." Melissa raised her glass, grinning. "Well," she said, "some upgrades come in different sizes." The table chuckled. I smiled politely. Then she turned to me, smirked, and added, "My ex definitely had one advantage in that department." A few people gasped, others laughed nervously. She laughed too, like it didn't matter, like it was harmless, like I was supposed to laugh along. But I didn't. I felt something change inside me, not anger, not embarrassment. Clarity. It wasn't about the words. It was about the intention, the look in her eyes, the public comparison, the power play disguised as humor. For years, I'd brushed off little comments. "You're so sensitive," she'd say. "Relax, it's just a joke." But jokes are only funny when both people laugh. I took a slow sip of my drink. The room was waiting. They thought I'd fire back with another joke, keep the energy light. Instead, I smiled calmly. "You're right," I said gently. She looked surprised. I continued, still calm. "Your ex probably did have something bigger." She laughed, thinking she'd won. Then I added, like his ego, his need to prove himself, his talent for talking about himself for hours. The laughter faded. I kept my voice steady. But I've always believed something else matters more. The room was silent now. I'd rather be the man you feel safe with than the one you feel impressed by for 5 minutes. Melissa's smile faltered. I'd rather be the guy who stays when life is hard than the one who makes you feel excited until real life shows up. No one spoke. "I might not be your most dramatic memory," I said quietly, "but I'm the one who's been here every day, loving you consistently, not competitively." Her face went red. I wasn't attacking, I wasn't raising my voice. I was telling the truth. "And if the only way you can feel powerful in this room," I added softly, "is by making me feel smaller, that says more about your confidence than mine." You could hear a glass set down somewhere at the table. Melissa stared at me stunned, not because I'd insulted her. Because I hadn't. I just stepped out of the role she'd written for me. The quiet, harmless husband. The safe joke. "I didn't mean it like that," she muttered. "I know," I said gently, "that's the problem." After that, the night never recovered. People made excuses and left early. The music stayed off. At home, she slammed her purse on the counter. "You embarrassed me." I looked at her calmly. "You embarrassed me first." It was just a joke. Jokes don't leave one person swallowing their pride while everyone else laughs. She crossed her arms. "You're overreacting." "No," I said quietly, "I'm done underreacting." That stopped her. "I've laughed off things for years," I continued. "The comments about my job not being exciting enough, the way you praise other men in front of me, the little comparisons." She looked away. "I thought being patient made me strong," I said, "but letting someone slowly chip away at your dignity isn't strength, it's self-abandonment." Her eyes filled with tears. "I didn't realize." "I did," I replied. "That night we didn't yell, we didn't throw things. We sat in silence, facing the truth that had been hiding behind humor. Respect isn't about who has the better comeback. It's about never turning your partner into the joke." Over the next weeks, things changed. I stopped laughing at things that hurt, stopped pretending words didn't matter, stopped shrinking to keep the peace. And she started noticing. Because when you stop accepting disrespect, people have to choose, grow or leave. One evening she said quietly, "I'm scared you're pulling away." "I'm not pulling away," I said, "I'm standing up." She nodded, tears in her eyes. "I didn't mean to make you feel less." "I know," I said, "but impact matters more than intent." That dinner night wasn't about size. It was about respect. And the reason my calm reply wiped the smile off her face wasn't because it was savage. It was because it was true. Truth doesn't shout. It doesn't humiliate. It just removes the mask and shows everyone what's really been happening. She thought she had the power in that moment. But real power is staying calm when someone tries to reduce you and choosing not to live there anymore. That night, I didn't win an argument. I won something more important: my self-respect.